Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your WWE Survivor Series 2020 preview and predictions. Believe it or not, we actually only have 7 matches to predict here today, 4 of which are champion versus champion matches, 2 of which are 5-on-5 Survivor Series matches. And the only one that doesn't have either of those things in common is the pre-show dual brand battle royal. Of course, they got to throw in that 7th match so that we can have an odd number of matches so that we can find out who the real supreme brand is. But none of these matches have any real stakes past just like feeding egos and, I guess brand pride to a much lesser degree. But at the end of the day, I'm actually really excited for this show, despite the lack of stakes, because some of the matches are just very exciting to me. John, I'm curious how you feel.
Brother, I think this is just going to be a good time. Like you said, there are no stakes on this show, so no reason to, I think, read too deep into it, especially because I feel like when we get past this show, then we're going to be going back to, like, the brand-related feuds. Like, for example, what immediately comes to mind is, Sasha's going to feud with Carmella, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I mean. So taking this show on its own terms, not digging too deep or whatever, I will say, bearing all of that in mind, I'm still pretty hyped for this. I think as far as Survivor Series cards go, really looking at this has the potential to be a really great Survivor Series, just from an in-ring standpoint. Even Lashley, Sami, where both of these guys are, which is why I say character changes, I think, freshen up a matchup. Because remember how horrendous their feud used to be, but both guys are so different now that I'm even hyped for that, which leads me to my ultimate point. I always like to open, on my side of things with this. My hype score overall, I think really looking at this card, I think I'm at a 9 out of 10, I think, is what I'm really honestly feeling. I'm hovering between 8.5 and 9, so I'm going to go on the higher end. I'm going to say a 9 out of 10. I'm curious what your hype score is, though, because you've openly admitted long before we've gotten here that you're jazzed up for this show. So let's put a numeric value to that. What are you feeling?
Yeah, dude, even despite the fact that the actual result of these matches doesn't fucking matter across the board, I am at a strong 8.5 out of 10 for my hype right now.
So again, you and I practically around the same level, because again, I said I was feeling 8.5 to 9, so you and I are more or less on the same page. That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I am very excited for this show. I will say, I would be at a 9, maybe even, actually, you know what? I think I have to pull my score down to an 8 for this reason alone, because even if this wasn't happening on the show, I still couldn't see myself being above a 9. And I think that it's bad enough that it brings it down a full point. We're going to get a lot of Undertaker shit on this show, and I am so fucking sick of it.
I was just kind of hoping and again, I'm just saying hoping, because I have no idea how they're going to do it. The show's tomorrow. But I was hoping we would just get it all in one segment. Like, if we've got to do it, just like,
I mean, dude, we've got to realize the Undertaker is literally the poster. Like, he's the poster person, poster man, poster boy, whatever you want to call it, for Survivor Series 2020. Like, you look at their poster, and it's just the Undertaker with his little symbol and a 30. Like, that's the whole poster. There's nobody from the current actual roster on the poster. It's just the Undertaker. This entire show is going to be absolutely stacked, chock full of masturbatory Undertaker moments. And we're probably going to literally be getting like actual Undertaker moment rewinds spread throughout the show. And there's going to be an actual entire segment dedicated to 30 years of the Undertaker and stuff like that. Like, it's going to be... it might honestly ruin the show. Like, we might get 5 or 6 excellent matches on this show, but there's just going to be so much Undertaker that it might actually ruin the show for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping you're wrong, but you're probably right. Seeing as how we don't even have, like, anything Undertaker officially listed, I will just say that I'm not entirely close to the possibility that an angle may happen here, because they've really been, like, emphasizing it's 30 years.
I would love it if it was Sami, but I doubt it.
Well, I don't think it's going to be Sami, because I think if it's a farewell, like, to me, and I want to stress too, I have no reason to believe this. This isn't dirt sheet bullshit. This is just me thinking out loud. That's all this is. To me, it's got to be like Sting or bust. I think anything else would be a waste, because like that's the one match everybody's wanted for the Undertaker, like all this fucking time. And if he's going out, if we don't get a cinematic between him and Sting, I just feel like that's it. So I'm not opposed to an angle happening here. I would just be really annoyed if it was anybody other than Sting, because Taker had his time to put people over. You can argue how many people actually did put over or whatever. That's not a debate we're interested in having here. But if you just want to get value out of an Undertaker match one more time, fucking Sting's it, man. So we'll see what happens.
Dude, I think that there is a non-zero chance that it's Orton.
That could be interesting because he did just lose the title. I'm still convinced, though, that Edge is going to want a piece.
Fiend, Dominic Adams brought up the Fiend. That's another possibility. Yeah, I don't think is the only option, but I do think he might be the best option. But there are still a lot of different ways that they could go with this. It could be something as simple as Elias interrupting him and getting, squashed in 30 seconds real quick. It could be Sami doing the same thing. It could be Bray. It could, it could be just a lot. There are a lot of people that it could be, but I mean, just the idea of you engaging this conversation with me, that tells me that you're not closed off to an angle happening here either, are you? I'm absolutely, dude, closed off. I expect an angle to happen here 100%. I think that they are going to start something here that Taker will barely have to show up for, but will last all the way to WrestleMania. That's really what I'm expecting.
All right, I'm just glad that you and I are on the same, because I never want to waste time when it's like I'm alone and thinking something. But dude,
Javaris even just mentioned Corbin. Corbin was another one that I had in my mind. Because we've had Corbin, Corbin literally retired Kurt Angle. Who's to say he can't do the same thing with Taker?
Yeah, I could see that. And plus, dude, their fixation with Baron, we've just got to, and I can call him Baron now. We made our rule.
Yes.
Their fixation with Baron Corbin makes that entirely possible. But you know what? This is Survivor Series preview predictions. I don't want to get too deep into the thickets of what's Undertaker going to do, because I honestly don't care that much. I will just say, though, that again, my money ultimately is on Sting, but I think every name that people have put forward, maybe The Fiend, because I keep hearing that they want to make him more of a babyface, but we'll see. I definitely think an angle's going to happen here, though. So let's get into the actual matches. So what are we talking about first?
Well, we'll talk about the pre-show Battle Royal, the dual brand Battle Royal, because really, at the end of the day, we don't know who's in it. So at this point, we're literally just throwing out, we're throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks at the end of the day.
Yeah. So I don't even know who all would be in this that I could pick.
I was going to say, first thing we really need to figure out is, do we think that this is going to be a 24/7 title, let's not take it seriously thing? Or do we think this is going to be more like a WrestleMania Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal type thing where it's maybe it has a silly moment or two in it, like almost every Royal Rumble and Battle Royal does in WWE, but at the end of the day, it is meant to be taken seriously. Which one of those do you think it'll go for?
I think it's going to be the latter, personally.
Yeah, I think I kind of agree with you there, so let's just move forward under that assumption. Now, the question is, who that isn't already scheduled for a match on this show is the strongest competitor, the most likely to competitor to actually win, in my opinion. That's how I'm going to be trying to figure out who I pick to win this. I'm curious if that's going to be the same as your process or if you have a different process.
I mean, I'd probably say same, but maybe it'll come out different. You know how I can be.
Yeah.
But I was even just thinking, who isn't on this card that I think could use the rub of, winning a Battle Royal for their brand? My first thought immediately, to be perfectly honest, was Apollo Crews. Sami embarrassed him getting that count-out win, and they clearly showed that Apollo was, the better athlete. Sami was just the smarter competitor. So, Apollo had the athleticism, Sami had the brains. So, if Apollo can use his power and his athleticism in a Battle Royal context, I'm actually just going to go with him, mainly because, in my mind, again, it would give him some momentum back. And two, if I'm being perfectly transparent, I always have trouble thinking of, who all can be in a Battle Royal and just picking a name. So the idea that I thought of one so quickly, I just want to go with that and just let you talk. So
you know what? I see literally 4 messages in a row mentioning Big E in the chat, and I would love for it to be Big E, and I'm rooting for Big E if he's in it. But I'll tell you who I think it's going to be, and this is based exclusively on I feel like I know the WWE. I feel like I know Vince McMahon and how he thinks. I'm picking Jeff Hardy.
Good pick. I actually really like that. So you want to move on to our next matchup?
Yes, let's get to a matchup where we actually know who the fuck's in it. We'll start with the tag match because I think this is the match that I care the least about, that I'm least interested in. New Day versus Street Profits. They've done a good job of hyping this. I'm just not a fan of the Street Profits personally. I think they're obnoxious. I love the New Day, though, and I'm hoping the New Day wins, but knowing the guys that are in this, I think the Street Profits are actually going to take this.
Oh, dude, let me just ask you real quick before I really take the ball on this. Did you see the snippet of Street Profits' appearance on Talking Smack with Paul Heyman?
No.
I mean, they are really building it up like New Day, Old Day, whatever, profits up. So they're just saying whatever you want to call them, profits will always go up. And I did like that. See, the thing is, I have such a complicated relationship with the Street Profits because, I love Ford, that I think like he has so much potential as a singles athlete. Dawkins has actually grown on me, and I was even thinking to myself, how cool for this fucking dude that there was a point where I honestly thought he was going to get released, and now he's been a tag champion on all three brands. Like, that's pretty cool for him, if nothing else.
Yeah, I think as in-ring performers, they're both awesome.
Yeah.
They both have character traits that I can't stand. And it's not even that I can't stand it, it's that are flaws, I would say. Because, like, Montez is way too try-hard. And Dawkins just struggles to remember his lines half the time. I feel like he's constant. Like, he's just not a good actor. I think, let's just put it gently, he's just not a good actor. Like, he kind of comes off like he's trying to remember his lines in most of his promos. He comes off as disingenuous in a lot of his promos, stuff like that. It's just a lot of really typical cases of just not being a good actor when you're being asked to be an actor. And that's not even necessarily his fault. You just don't give him lines. Let him be the fucking, the dude's 6'5", 270. Let him be the fucking muscle of the team. He doesn't need to talk.
Oh, dude, absolutely. I think for me personally, because even watching that Talking Smack interaction, I'm like, these guys can talk. Yeah. I just almost feel like whatever brand they're on, they give them, I really don't know any other way to put this, so I'm not even putting this on them. This could be a me problem. But I feel like they almost give them too much to do. Like, just let them talk their shit, and then that's it. The idea that you try and make them comedy and have them be so animated. No, when they were just shooting the shit with Heyman and just, like, owning, like, it's our time now. That was great. Like, I genuinely enjoyed that. It's when you try making jokes and doing this gimmicky shit, almost like they try and make them hosts of the brand. I don't want that. I want these guys to be wrestlers. I want these guys to be the tag team champions.
I feel like Montez Ford, like, we already kind of agree that he's too try-hard with his promos. I think it's almost like he's trying to be like Enzo Amore with his promos, with the way that he'll, like, really try and, like, tell a story to work his way around to a punchline to try and be funny and try and be clever and stuff, and it just never works for him for some reason.
No, dude, he should just be puffing his chest out to me. Like, leave the comedy at the door, because, like, when they like show their confidence to me in a charismatic way, that's entertaining shit. When you try and go, like, I'll tell you what, to put it in a soundbite, because I take forever to say a simple goddamn sentence, and I apologize to everybody that has to listen to this shit. If they spent more time elevating themselves rather than depreciating their opposition, I think they'd be so much better. If they keep the focus on themselves, I think that's where the money is. Because I feel like that's what they did in Times Maverick. Yeah, they took a little punch at New Day, which again wasn't even bad. But I feel like when they try so hard, it's almost like they try and be like a Chris Jericho type. I know you said Enzo, but like just stay in your lane and what you're good at. And what you're good at is talking about yourselves. And I mean that in a complimentary way. That all said, New Day are 10-time tag team champions. They're a goddamn institution in the company. Street Profits need this. Yep. Like, New Day can take this loss, and I do not think one iota less of them because of that loss. Street Profits to win. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, so then we get to our second match on the main card, our U.S. title versus Intercontinental title match. We've got, or not title, but champions. Bobby Lashley, the United States champion, versus Sami Zayn, the Intercontinental champion. Probably the most asymmetrically built match on the show, in the sense that it's been built far less than the other champion versus champion matches on TV, but probably has the best off TV build out of all of them.
Yeah. I completely
agree. And really,
it's
even more asymmetrical in the sense that it's pretty much just Sami doing the build.
Yeah, I was even going to say, as far as I'm concerned, this is a fucking rematch between the two, because Sami already fucking won it with the American Way tweet. I mean, Jesus Christ. But that said, just focusing on the match, I do still have Sami winning here.
Yes. He's going to win with his brain.
I think he's going to win this by countout, honestly. Either countout or DQ. I don't think he's going to pin Lashley or make him submit. And if he does pin him, it's going to be some weird shit. But yeah, I do think he's going to outsmart him, similar to the way that he did Apollo like 2 weeks ago. So yeah, Sami for the win.
Oh shit, that's right. You know what though, dude? We've also got to remember this is Vince McMahon.
Ah, fuck. Well, no, I'm still going with Sami, honestly.
I think the only way Sami Zayn wins is if Retribution costs Bobby Lashley the match.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll see, man.
So I'm going to change my pick. I'm going to pick Lashley.
I'm going to stick with Sami.
I hope you're right. I'm rooting for Sami for sure. Mark framed it the other day in a way that I just can't pick Sami right now because basically, like, this dude who is an Arab Canadian and constantly preaches of the flaws and faults of the United States going against a guy who is a natural born American, who is the United States champion, who is, he's got a fucking faction backing him up. Yeah, I really don't think Sami's going to win this unless he does it with the help of, in Vince's eyes, Antifa, but in reality, Retribution. So I'm picking Lashley.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's definitely fair reasoning for sure.
I do hope you're right, though. I will be rooting for Sami. But let's get into our next match, which is our women's 5-on-5 Survivor Series matchup. Let me see if I can recite the names from memory. So for Raw, we've got Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Peyton Royce, Lacey Evans, and I'm forgetting. Lana. And then for Team SmackDown, we have got Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Bayley, and Natalya. So those are our 5 from each side. Do you want to go first on this, or do you want me to?
I mean, bro, you already know, like, how I feel about that. You know what, though? I don't want to step on your toes because I know you had a conclusion how you felt this match is going to go, and I think we pretty much agree.
I do, yeah. So, because, look, the thing is, I feel like fucking Doctor Strange in Infinity War looking to the future and seeing all the different conclusions that could arrive. And I do think that one definite possible finish to this match involves Nia slamming Lana through a table, Lana making it to the very end of the match because she never got eliminated because Nia took her out to start the match, and then it coming down to Lana and Natalya, and Lana wins it by beating Natalya. So like the one person on each team that's really been isolated, and one has been actually picked on and the other one just feels like she's been picked on because she's fucking obnoxious. It comes down to the two of them, and the one that is more of the underdog ends up getting the win over the spoiled brat veteran. So I think that is a definite possible outcome, but I still honestly don't know if that's the one that I'm going to pick. So I'm curious what you actually think is going to happen.
Dude, I've been saying this from the beginning, and I'm not backing down now. Lana's going to be the fucking savior for the Raw team. I'm just going to cut the bullshit short. I could see her getting put to the table early on because I think that was an idea you gave me, and then I jumped on it. I thought that was a brilliant idea. So Nia puts her through the table early on. People forget about Lana. Actually, no, I can start to conceptualize this because I could see Ruby and Liv getting eliminated, right? I love them both, but I think you and we hope that they at least eliminate Shayna or Nia, but I don't see them as lasting on the team or whatever. And here's the big thing here to make this all work. I think Bayley and Bianca are going to be in a feud soon.
Dude, so I was about to ask you if Bianca was a heel or not.
No, I think she's a face right now, and I think Bayley's going to get on her last goddamn nerve in the match. Okay. And I think Bayley and Bianca are going to feud in the foreseeable future, which I can't fucking wait for, and that's going to be amazing for Bianca. But I can't even...
Dude, that being said, though, do you think that there's a possibility that we could have the whole Lana situation play out, and then it comes down to Natalya, Bayley, and Bianca versus only Lana, but then Bayley attacks Bianca, takes her out, maybe they have to stretch her Bianca out, and Bayley just leaves the match, so it literally just comes down to Natalya and Lana?
That's entirely possible. I ultimately think, given their recent history, and given that they've already established that Lana can, one-up Natalya, because keep in mind, that Battle Royal they had a while back for a contender for Asuka, Lana, they thought she was taken out of the equation because of the table, and Natalya thought she won. But then Lana came up from behind and eliminated her, and that's how she got the title shot against Asuka.
Yep.
So they put in our minds that she can outsmart Natalya. And Natalya, what has she been saying this whole time, however gratingly? I'm the boat. Well, the boat's about to fucking sink. because Lana's going to pin him. And with the way Lana's been framed, that's going to be humiliating for Natalya. Like, dude, it's like playing 4D chess. I feel like I can see the entire game play out before us, how this match
I could even see that earning Lana a shot at Asuka. Hasn't she already had a shot at Asuka, though?
She did, because I just said that Battle Royal she won where she eliminated.
So I wonder, though, if that would get her another one, or if that really would just set up for her to go after the tag champs. I don't know.
I mean, dude, in a way, it's kind of bullshit because Team SmackDown's fucking stacked, but they can protect it. Yeah.
Didn't we literally just talk about a week or two ago? I think it was last week. It might have even been not yesterday, but the week before that, SmackDown review, or it might have been this past week's Monday Night Raw review. Didn't I even say I thought that a perfect partner for Lana would be Rhea Ripley?
I believe you did. Yeah. Yeah, you did, actually. You did.
She didn't show up on SmackDown, and we almost always, not almost always, but a lot of the time we will get call-ups post Big Four pay-per-view, and Rhea just lost a huge title match that would send her to the back of the line. I'm guessing that was her last match in NXT, dude. I think Rhea Ripley might show up on Raw to help Lana.
That very well could happen. Oh, man. Because,
you know what? Okay. I'm going all in on this. I'm picking it. I'm saying yes. I agree. Lana, sole survivor for Team Raw. She's gonna win it for her team, pinning Natalya. I'm going all in. I don't give a fuck anymore. If we're wrong, we're wrong. At least we had fun theory crafting and expecting the worst, basically. But I think Lana is going to be the reason that her team wins by pinning Natalya. I think, and of course, then that means I think Natalya is going to be the reason her team loses, which only makes sense after all this build. And I think that it's going to get Lana a tag title shot, and her partner's going to end up being Rhea Ripley. I'm telling, and they're going to be They're going to win the titles in their first shot.
Oh, dude, and that okay. So I just need to reset because we both said a lot here. So we both agree that Raw's winning. Lana's more or less going to be a sole survivor. We can even say, because she'd be the last one on the team. Eliminate that. So we all agree on that. I think where I struggle a bit, not that I'm backing down, I'm just trying to conceptualize it appropriately. Because, dude, I really want Ruby and Liv to be the next tag team champions. And the problem is I can't disagree with anything you just said about Lana and Rhea getting it done. And that pisses me off, though, because, Ruby and Liv are actually friends. All three of them, because they even said that they're going to wear wolf patches on their gear tomorrow for Sarah Logan, who's no longer with the company. Those three genuinely care about each other. It's a genuine fucking sisterhood. And it's they don't want to tell that story. Because I'm trying to think, if one of them eliminates either Nia or Shayna, would then the other tag champion just eliminate them both? I'm trying to figure out how they get taken out of the match. Because, again, I'm convinced Bianca and Bayley are feuding. I am convinced of that right now. So I'm just wondering how you take care of Liv and Ruby if you just have Nia run through them or Shayna run through them. Because here's why I even emphasize that, right? Just to make my point clear. I think you catch one, the other dominates, but then that ups the friction between the champions because it's I lasted longer than you did in the match. You know what I mean? I had to clean up your mess because you got pinned by one of them.
Dude, I almost wonder if it's as simple as Team SmackDown eliminates Nia with a finisher flurry that just ends with Liv's codebreaker recoil thing where she just gets the winning pin.
That could be, and then Shayna just I don't even know how you eliminate Shayna. And see, that's the thing. Conceptualizing these eliminations is.
Dude, we've difficult. Seen it how many times before? Shayna's going to get someone in the Kirifuda, they're going to flip upside down, and that's a 3 count.
Yeah, that's true. It's just so bad for her.
I could definitely see Ruby doing that for sure.
Yeah.
Hell, yeah. At this point, I could see Natalya doing that shit.
Yeah. Oh, God. That's so sad, but you're not even wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm just trying, because, again, I'm not backing out, so no worries, Foster. I'm not changing my mind. I saw your message. But, I'm just trying to conceive of it in a way that it all makes sense. And I think that's agreeable to me. I think everything you said is agreeable to me. So.
Dude, to be fair, there's also, I think, a world where literally Raw just dominates and Nia, Shayna, and Lana are all survivors at the end of the match. And then, it's Lana is considered, a Survivor Series survivor, even though she wasn't the sole survivor. But that still puts her in the record books, and that chaps Nia's ass enough that she keeps picking on Lana, and then Rhea shows up to help her anyway.
That's agreeable. You know what, though? I'm not even going to amend the prediction that far. I do like our original, because I just think, again, in WWE's mind, they've already telegraphed it with everything they've done with Lana and Natalya lately, which I think they're hoping people haven't forgotten, because now it's just been dominated by Lana and Nia. So I think everything that we said first go around is how it's going to happen. I'm more interested in my sub prediction of Bianca and Bayley feuding at this point. Because I really want that to happen.
Have they been teasing that a lot? Because I haven't really picked up on those vibes.
Here's the thing, dude. They haven't been teasing it, but why I'm latching onto it so hard, if you remember, for our SmackDown review that we did recently, I made mention of the fact that they had Bianca on commentary for Natalya versus Tamina, and then Bayley came out to also join commentary, and they had a little bit of an interaction because, Bayley's been referring to herself as, I'm the captain, I'm the captain, I'm the captain. And Bianca had to clap back because she's like, yo, Bayley, you just got picked for this team. You didn't have to do anything.
You didn't have to earn it.
And Ruby. Yeah, exactly. So I feel like Bayley's going to be on her bullshit with the captain thing because she was already even tweeting about, like, she did the, Guess Who's
Captain
Back?
America.
Back again. Well, not Captain America, but the Slim Shady song, like, Guess Who's Back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. And it was Bayley's back and you're a captain. So, nice. She kind of did a riff on that. And I
saw she did post a picture of herself on Captain America's body, too. So
okay, so we're both referencing correct things. We're just kind of, missed each other. I understand. But yeah, I think she's going to, do that bullshit in the match.
Right.
And Bianca's just going to be like, girl, And, that's how they, do the whole thing. So it sucks that we're having Team SmackDown take the L because, again, kayfabe-wise, they are stacked to me. But I think there's a good narrative excuse for each elimination in the match, especially if Bayley compromises the team after she's already dubbed herself the captain, which is just peak Bayley to me at this point.
Yeah.
So Team Raw to win, Lana sole survivor. That's probably one of our boldest predictions in a while. But yeah, there we go. That's what's happening.
Yeah. So let's stick with the women. Let's talk about Sasha versus Asuka. I am just going to go right ahead and say I think that Carmella is going to cost Sasha this match, and we're going to get another Asuka win.
I can appreciate the sentiment. I almost feel like, though,
I think the biggest thing for me is that Asuka isn't really actively feuding with anyone right now, and Carmella just cannot keep her fucking hands to herself.
No, she can't. You know what, though? I have a feeling that Survivor Series is going to want to play it straight in a way. So I don't want to overthink it with outside interference. I could see people after they're eliminated or something fucking shit up within the match, but they're already in the match. You know what I mean?
That's a very Nia Jax thing to do.
Well, yeah, Nia Jax, and I know I'm kind of dating myself because the Survivor Series was a few years old now, but I'm thinking about one Team SmackDown match when SmackDown was still the land of opportunity, and Dean Ambrose just teamed up with Seth and Roman, who were on the Raw team, to take out AJ Styles because they were feuding for the WWE title, were Dean and AJ. Right. So I can see that because all the relevant parties are in the match. I just don't see any outside forces meddling in these matches.
Okay. So, dude, that's a perfectly fine. Yeah, that's a completely harmless prediction to make. I feel like that's sure, you do you, man. More power to you on that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to explain my difference in reasoning. So I think going with that, I'm going to give Sasha the win here. Because I think she's going to need some momentum heading into the Carmella feud where she could very well drop the title. It would not surprise me. Whereas with Asuka, I don't know. I just feel like Asuka's pretty secure because we already established that I do think she's a better promo than Sasha right now. And if you could talk your way out of a loss or whatever, that's good enough. I think she's just going to catch Asuka. And plus, I think Asuka, their last big match was the SummerSlam match. Actually, no, they did have a match on Raw that was over there, but Asuka won that as well. So I feel like Sasha, now that she's a babyface, that may give her the extra boost, to beat Asuka, even though she too is still babyface. I'm just going to go with Sasha here and say that SmackDown gets this, especially because Raw is going to win the Survivor Series team matchup per our prediction. If that does come to pass, I think they'd want to give SmackDown a little something back. So Sasha get the win here.
Yeah, I feel like the last couple of years have been less split and more really dominant by one side, and I just think it's a Raw year.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair.
Because, let's see, I think 2018 was the one where SmackDown swept.
That sounds...
Other way around. 2018 was the one that Team Raw swept, but Team SmackDown won on the pre-show, and they didn't acknowledge that until, I think New Day started bringing it up.
Right.
And then 2019 was the NXT one. So that was the one where NXT won 5-2 to 1 or something like that, or 5-2 to nothing or something along those lines. NXT really dominated last year. But I just feel like they're going to give a lot of wins to Raw this year. I feel like Raw might win 5 of the 6 matches that count. and then maybe SmackDown will get the fucking pre-show Battle Royal or something like that. I don't know. But I just think that Raw is going to do really, really well here. And I think Asuka has Sasha's number. I think unless Sasha cheats, which I don't know, as a babyface, I don't think she would. So I feel like Asuka's going to win here because it just seems to kind of be consistent that Sasha needs to have some kind of unfair advantage over Asuka in order to beat her.
I don't know. I almost feel like this whole arc for Sasha as a babyface is kind of like a redemptive Sasha Banks.
That's fair. Like overcoming demons. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they openly acknowledged, like in that interview segment that we just covered this last Friday, I think Michael Cole did, that Asuka has her number. And for them to bring that up out loud the same way they brought up the retentions or like her problem with retention out loud in the past, and they finally corrected that this year, this just feels like a redemptive Sasha to me, which gives me even more confidence that I think she can beat Asuka here.
How does she beat Asuka, though? Do we really think Asuka taps out?
No, I don't think she taps out. If anything, I can almost see them doing the Shayna finish with Asuka where she just gets caught.
Okay. And that's fair. Yeah.
So,
all right, so here's another match that we disagree on, then. That's cool. Next up. This is where things get a little bit interesting. Men's Survivor Series match. So I kind of explained to you on Facebook something that I would love to see happen. I would absolutely love for this match to at some point come down to just Keith Lee by himself on the Raw side, and then Jey Uso, King Corbin, and Otis on the SmackDown side, because that is literally just those four guys are the only people in this match who are representing a brand that they've been on since before the 2020 draft. So like for more than like a month and a half at this point. Everyone else in this match got drafted to the brand that they're on right now like a month and a half ago. So I would love it if it just came down to that 1-on-3 situation, especially if Keith Lee would be able to clutch that shit for his team and win it for Raw.
Yeah, that'd be so fucking cool for him for sure. And you know what? I think it'd be the perfect Keith Lee story because, like, he did the fist bump with Roman last year at Survivor Series when he was up in NXT.
Yeah, dude, and then he would beat Roman's like squad, like the brand that he represents. Oh God, the bubbling, it's bubbling over.
And dude, you know what would really perfect it? I may be going overboard, and I apologize, but Jey Uso is on the SmackDown team, so if he eliminated Jey last, I think I might actually co-sign. Because here's the thing, dude. Do we agree? Well, maybe I don't think we'll agree on this, but I'm just going to say it anyway. Do we agree that AJ may actually? There's a chance he may get eliminated fairly early on because he's been the one touting like I'm the captain.
Oh my God, yeah, he might be he might be like the fucking Samoa Joe elimination this year. Remember a couple years ago where Drew hit Joe with a fucking Claymore and immediately eliminated him like a minute into the match?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, like, I could totally see AJ getting bitched out because, one, everybody's been telling him anyway.
Dude,
like,
Owens, stunner. Boom, that's it.
Yeah. Because, like, two reasons why. One, again, if we're appealing to Vince McMahon's sensibilities, which I know I went against earlier for the Sami Zayn match, but invoking them here, the match has a lot of beef in it. And, like, Vince is going to want to really showcase that, right? And plus, all of these guys have been ragging on AJ that he's not the captain. And what better fodder than him getting eliminated fucking first?
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, I think AJ gets eliminated very early on, maybe even the first elimination. I'm not going to commit to that necessarily, but we'll see. And, yeah, I think Keith, I don't know if, I see two scenarios here, if I'm honest. And God, I hope I don't sound ridiculous, but here goes. Either Keith is going to be the sole survivor because I love your idea of the actual brand guys versus Keith Lee, and it's a great moment for Keith. And I even like my little addition that like Jey Uso specifically gets eliminated last. Or, and here's where it gets interesting. I could see Sheamus and Keith being the remaining members because I still believe that they're gearing up for Sheamus versus Drew down the road. Yeah. They've got to be doing something with that. So you'd want to make Sheamus look good at the Survivor Series to give him that momentum. Like, you know, I talked to Adam Pearce, and because it came down to me and Keith Lee, I told him I wanted to match with you tonight on Raw, or I wanted to match with you at so-and-so. So what option do I want to go with? I think the former option of Keith standing alone is great for him, but much like Big E, dude, I'm kind of questioning what they want to do with Keith. And I think it'd be a bit much to give him all that because I don't know where WWE stands with him. I think they want to use him. They just don't know when they want to use him. It's very similar to the NXT problem, right? Like, stop sitting on your hands and do it. Use him. But I think they are sitting on their hands with them. So I think I'm going to say it's going to come down to Keith Lee and Sheamus, but the Team Raw wins. Yeah, Team Raw wins, but I think Keith Lee and Sheamus will remain.
Here's how I think it's going to kind of break down. I think I'm going to actually stick with my prediction of Keith Lee winning as the sole survivor, but I think Sheamus is going to be one of the only other people to get an elimination. So it's not going to be like it's not going to be like Sheamus has to be like ashamed of his performance. He's going to be able to say that he at least eliminated one person. It's not going to be like, oh, you really blew it in that Survivor Series match or whatever. He's going to be able to say he at least eliminated one person, maybe even like a former world champion, maybe Seth. Maybe Sheamus eliminates Seth. That would be pretty perfect. Maybe Sheamus eliminates Owens even. I could see that. And I think that keeps him strong enough that he could still be a viable contender for Drew's title. I think maybe Strowman gets another elimination and then Keith Lee gets 3. And I think that it's going to be the last 3. And I think it's going to be, it might not even necessarily be the exact 3 guys that I mentioned, but it would be perfect if it was, because Corbin could attack Otis to make it easier for Keith to eliminate Otis. Because Corbin hates Otis. We know this. Like, this has been going on for a while now, right?
Yeah.
So Corbin could attack Otis. Keith Lee eliminates Otis. And then it comes down to Corbin, and in my scenario, it would be Jey Uso versus Keith Lee. Keith eliminates Corbin. And then we come down to Keith Lee versus fucking Roman Reigns' avatar, Jey Uso. And it's fucking perfect. And Keith eliminates him to win. Like, I feel like it couldn't get better than that. So I think we both agree that Raw wins. I just don't think Sheamus is going to make it to the end. I think it's just going to be Keith Lee by himself, and he's going to really clutch it out. And that's because I really think Keith's winning the Royal Rumble in January.
Ooh, dude.
And I think he might even swap brands. He might even chase Roman.
Ooh, dude. Easy, my friend. Easy. Yeah. All this exciting stuff. We'll get to it in due time. But yeah, I'm seriously getting like 2013 Roman Reigns vibes from Keith Lee right now. Yeah. Ooh. Dude.
Do you remember Survivor Series 2013?
Was that where I thought Roman was going to wreck shop, and he more or less did, but Batista eliminated him last? Or was that...
That was Royal Rumble 2014.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I'm still tripping, though, because I think it was a year later that Roman was sole survivor for his team.
Oh, yeah, because I'm sorry. I guess in all the excitement, I kind of like, you said Survivor, not Rumble. So, but yeah, I mean...
What the hell? Has Roman Reigns not been a sole survivor?
I thought he was that one year that you were just trying to reference. I mean, you might have gotten the wrong year, but I really believe, yeah, because didn't he eliminate 3 guys and get the win? That one Survivor Series? Yeah, he's been a sole survivor. He's absolutely been a sole survivor, I feel like.
I'm trying to find the year. I'm starting to think just hasn't happened.
That's not possible, though. Unless we're in a different timeline. What do they call that whole conspiracy theory?
Mandela effect?
Yeah, unless it's like some Mandela effect bullshit, then that's not possible.
Last year.
Couldn't have been last, because when he got the eliminations, he was a member of the Shield still. Unless...
No, you're thinking of his Rumble still.
No, dude, I swear it was Survivor Series. Are we really doing this right now?
Was it 2012? Did the Shield debut in 2011?
I didn't feel like it was 2011. Hold on.
No. ...2013, it was Roman... It was the Shield versus, I think, CM Punk. Because remember, that was the whole, like, you got to make Roman look really strong thing. That was 2013 Survivor Series.
Right.
So, yeah, Roman wasn't a sole survivor until last fucking year. And that was, like, the 3-way 5-on-5-on-5 match with NXT also involved. What the fuck?
I really thought so. Wow. Okay, then.
My mind is actually blown right now.
Yeah, because, dude, I'm just reading, though, 2013 Survivor Series preliminary matches. It was tag team champions Cody Rhodes and Goldust, the Usos and Rey Mysterio faced the Shield and the Real Americans in a traditional Survivor Series elimination match. Ambrose was eliminated by Rhodes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was 2013.
I
think,
fucking tripping balls. I thought that was the show that it was like the 2 3-on-1 matches where it was like the Shield versus Punk and the Wyatt family versus Bryan, but that was the next show. That was TLC that year. I am big tripping balls.
Oh my God.
Christ.
That was Jesus.
Yeah, so it was the Shield and the Real Americans, Cesaro and Swagger, versus Cody and Goldust, Rey Mysterio, and the Usos. And yeah, that was, oh my God, yeah. God, I got the reference right in the first place. It was 2013 Roman Reigns that I was trying to remember. And then I looked it up and I just misread the results. Fuck.
Jesus, man.
I thought I was going to go the whole entire episode without some stupid flub, and here I am.
That's all right, man. Can we move past this?
Yes.
I don't even know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keith Lee, sole survivor for me. Lee and Sheamus for you, right?
Yeah.
We do agree that Team Raw wins the 5.
Yes. Ultimately, we do agree. Yes.
Now we get to our main event, and what I do expect to main event if the Undertaker doesn't close this show out. Drew versus Roman Reigns.
I'm gonna keep this simple, man. I think Roman wins.
Dude, I do think he's going to win, but I think he's going to cheat to do it. I think we're going to get a low blow kick out in this match.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely don't think that he's going to beat Drew clean. Because here's the thing, too. I'm fully convinced that WWE is going to want to do this match with them as top guys. Because, again, Roman was a top guy when they ran it the first time. But I don't think you could argue that Drew was nearly even close back then. Because we ran down the stats on our last recording. I think with these guys positioned as top guys, they're going to want to do this match a lot more.
Yeah.
So they're going to want to do a finish like that. So, yeah, I completely agree with you.
How many spears do you think it takes to put Drew down? 3?
I was going to say 3, yeah.
Yeah. And it could even be consecutive. It could be like he hits a spear, stands back up, backs into the corner, waits for Drew to stand up, hits another spear, goes for a pin, gets a 2 count, backs up into the corner, goes for another spear, and gets the 3 that way.
Yeah, you know what's funny, dude, is like I could even... How do I want to put this? I could see them kind of telling the story that the Claymore is more powerful than the spear.
Yeah.
Like Drew hits a Claymore, but say he hits him with such force like Roman rolls out of the ring or something, but just to imply that if he didn't, it would have been over right there.
Yeah. I think there's also a chance that we could get Drew hitting a Claymore and Roman kicks out of 1. But Roman hits 2 spears and Drew still kicks out of it. And Drew never hits a second Claymore, but Roman hits a 3rd spear.
Yeah.
I could see that too.
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree with you there. Yeah. All right. Is there anything else we want to say then? Because,
it's just speculation as far as this match goes. Do we think that Jey Uso or maybe even Jimmy, since he's kind of gotten dragged into this as well, gets involved in this match at all?
See, again, I don't want to overthink it in that way because I think outside interference with people not on the card or even people that have already had matches, I think they do want to play
you did
this
say
straight
that.
up.
That's right, yeah.
So okay. I'm going to keep it simple. I think a kick out low blow,
yeah.
Kick out low blow is totally within the confines of what I'm considering here.
I do have one more question.
Yes.
Cash in, Miz?
No. I'm going to say no. You?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm definitely thinking maybe it's a possibility that he'll try, but I think it'll be one of the situations where he'll go to cash in and then it'll be he'll get claymored or speared or something. Someone whoever wins the match will prevent Miz from being able to cash in. That's kind of my low-key guess.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that I think will do it for our preview and predictions. I like how it all came out, man. That was good shit. So yeah, guys, please be sure to leave a like as you file out. That cannot possibly be right. I have 115 people watching now. Let me refresh.
I see that too. What the hell? Did we get fucking raided or plugged or something? Jesus.
I hope nothing bad happened to the account because I did see some weird people in the chat earlier. I don't fucking know.
No, we're good, man. We're good. I mean, there are definitely new people here, but yeah. So
I mean, Jesus Christ. However we're doing those.
However many people that are here, we appreciate your viewership, but you got us at a really bad time. We're actually finishing up. We're done. So hell, if you want to stick around to just leave a like, that would be appreciated. Otherwise,
yeah, let's test that out. How many people are actually here? Leave a like if you're actually here.
yeah.
Just announce yourself with the like button. I want to see that shit go up. Like, my fucking anxiety seeing that many numbers at once with no discernible reason. So, like, announce yourselves. Because we're fluctuating between 117 and 120. I'm not, like I was about to say, I fucking wish on the regular for this channel. Goddamn. But yeah, for those of you that are actually here and it's not a glitch in the system, oh my god, please leave a like. Video's done processing. Comment down below. What do you think of our predictions? I'll tell you a fun question I have, and oh my god, you all might actually be here. I don't know what's happening. Who do we think is going to be a sole survivor? If anybody, do you think there are going to be any sole survivors on this show, and if so, who? What matches are you most looking forward to? You know the deal, guys. I am just, wow. Like, I am just kind of floored about everything happening right now. So, yeah, subscribe, click the bell icon so you never again miss any of that 12-hour goodness. Check out involved in the description box. And, yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow for Survivor Series live reactions. It's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be bringing you all the best reactions to these Survivor Series matches. And please, I urge everybody that's actually watching this now, with whatever circumstance, again, I reiterate, subscribe. Stick with us. It's a fun time, I promise. Just everybody be chill, and it's a pretty cool space. So, yeah, we'll see you at 7 p.m. tomorrow. Rocket League stream for post-Survivor Series Raw at 8 p.m. Actually, let me ask you this, because Stardom's actually having a pretty healthy rate of uploads. Do we potentially want to keep open the possibility of doing Stardom live reactions on Monday, maybe at 5?
Yes.
Okay.
I think 5 o'clock might actually work out pretty well.
Because, yeah, dude, they already have
hell, there are 120 of you here that aren't normally here, so those of you that are here that are new to the channel, if you have any interest whatsoever in amazing women's wrestling, join us for Stardom for sure. Stardom's amazing. Subscribe, click on notifications, all that stuff. Yeah, Stardom is incredible and at 100% worth the 9.99 yen a month.
Oh, absolutely. Stardom, best women's wrestling out there. I freaking love those guys. Like, hardest working locker room, I think, of professional wrestling today, in my opinion. And yeah, guys, it's looking quite likely that we might be able to do Line Wrenches the November 21st show. Congratulations to Utami, our queen, and new World of Stardom champion. So proud of her, dude. And yeah, she's going to be in a great tag match on this show. They've already got 4 matches up, guys, so the possibility of us doing a Monday is actually, to me, incredibly high, which is why I even, asked Ashton about it at all. So please do consider joining us for our Stardom streams. Get a Stardom subscription. They are a lot of fun. I think, Javaris, you can attest to that. Abel, we're all confused, bud, but you're beautiful, and that's all that matters. And, yeah, so keep that open for Monday. If not Monday, definitely Tuesday. I think you already had Tuesday carved out for Stardom, bud, so that would also be, again, Tuesday at 5. Wednesday, we do NXT reviews, 10 p.m. Eastern time. And then Thursday is actually Q&A. For all of you here, I think it would be too late now, but we do have a Patreon. And, obviously Patreon processes for every, subsequent month. So if you would donate $1 now to the TwitWow Patreon, you would get up to 5 Q&A questions for Q&A next month, which would be really cool. But non-Patreon donors only get 3 Q&A questions. So be sure to submit them, guys, because it's only 5 days away. It is November 26th on a Thursday, because we do Q&A last Thursday of every month. And, yeah, that, I think, more or less is the week. I've been totally taken out of my element with everything happening here, so I apologize if I stammered or did horribly on my side of the outro. But I'm going to hand it over to a true pro. I'm going to hand it over to you here, Ashton. You got the rest of this, bud.
Oh, God, don't call me a true pro. Now I'll end up botching. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I am blown away by the viewership right now. Like John already kind of said, and we have kind of already suggested, if you are here, leave a like. And if you just joined us, which obviously a vast majority of you did literally just join us within the last 5-10 minutes, go ahead and rewind this video. We have the ability to do that available. You can rewind the video. You can refresh once we're done here and just wait until it processes to watch the whole thing from the beginning. We've gone almost 50 minutes here, so it's, lots of you are showing up at the worst possible time, literally during the outro. But that being said, remember to like the video if you do enjoy it. If you go back and watch it and enjoy it, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Plenty of you are new, so I know that you're not subscribed to the channel. Click the bell icon to join the notification squad. follow us on Twitter and on Twitch. Those links are in the description, as well as ways to support us, which is to subscribe on Twitch, buy our merch on Teespring, donate to our Patreon, and share, which I'm guessing somebody fucking did, this channel and this video with all your wrestling fan friends, and let them in on the best kept secret in the YouTube and Twitch wrestling communities, because we are TwitWow, and we are the workhorses of the Y and T WCs, and we certainly do hope to see you all for Survivor Series live reactions tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. when the show goes live. We're going to skip out on live reacting to the pre-show because it's just kind of a meaningless battle royal. And then Monday night, depending on if Stardom goes well, we'll be live reacting to that at 5 p.m. on Monday. If it isn't, regardless, we will be going live on Twitch at 8 p.m. to do a Rocket League live reaction to Raw stream. It's the post-Survivor Series Raw. I'm fully expecting us to see Rhea Ripley on Raw this Monday. And we'll be playing Rocket League throughout most of the show. We probably won't end up sticking around for the whole show, but we'll see, depending on how good it is. And we'll do the same thing on Friday for SmackDown. And then we're also going to be reviewing NXT on Wednesday. And then we've also got 5 Fave 5s Wednesday and a Q&A on Thursday. So we hope that those of you that are new here, that are just showing up, that have never heard of us before, will at least stick around. And of course, the biggest thing that we always ask everyone to do is just to remember to stay tuned.